From his record-breaking debut at the 2017 USA Indoor Championships to the way he feels like he's the only one that should be called world champion, here's why Noah Lyles is the worst sportsman of all time. Everyone stood up and noticed the young track and field star when he came onto the scene, mostly because he broke the indoor 300-meter world record in his 2017 debut. He'd already won a gold medal at the 2014 Youth Olympics, not to mention his major success at the World U20 Championships in 2016. But the 2017 USA Indoor Championships represented his first foray into the big leagues. Lyles had a lot to prove, because even though he was just 20 years old, he'd narrowly missed out on qualifying for the 2016 Olympics, and he was desperate to show the world that he was a legend in the making. He ended up reaching the finish line in 31.87 seconds, which was about 1/100th of a second faster than Wallace Spearman's 2006 world record. With this impressive accomplishment under his belt, Noah set the stage for his meteoric rise. The 2018 USA Championships brought him his first professional outdoor accolades. He chose to go for the 100-meter dash in this tournament, exhibiting his startling propensity for rapid bursts of acceleration in the process, and in the semis, he equaled the world lead of 9.89 seconds. The thing is, Lyles was up against a pretty tough opponent in the final, aka Ronnie Baker, and he happened to surge past Noah off the blocks. It seemed like Lyles wasn't going to get the glory moment he'd been hoping for, but he kept accelerating gradually, and in the final meter, he managed to pass Baker and attain a finish time of just 9.88 seconds. That made him the new world lead in the 100-meter dash, and he also became the youngest person to win the US Championship in over 3 decades. Lyles kept the momentum going over the next few years, but in 2022, his massive ego reared its ugly head for the first time. At the 2022 USA Outdoor Track and Field Championships, he got up in Erriyon Knighton's face right before reaching the finish line. Noah managed to win another gold medal in the race, and poor Erriyon was left eating his dust. That said, did Lyles really have to rub it in the kid's face like that? I mean, Knighton's just a teenager, whereas Noah's in his mid-20s. Couldn't he have shown a bit of class to his younger athlete? He's at the age where he should start acting like more of a mentor, but instead, his ego just got the better of him. Look, some of you might be saying that he just did it for the cameras. Usain Bolt did it too, right? So what's the big deal if Lyles does the same? Well, Bolt wasn't trying to humiliate an opponent in that iconic picture. He literally just smiled at the camera, so if Lyles wanted to do something like that, singling out Erriyon Knighton was not the way. As unsportsmanlike as that was, Lyles had added a bunch of new accolades to his trophy room by 2023, including topping the Diamond League 5 times, winning 3 golds at the World Athletics Championships, as well as a bronze medal at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. However, he was showing no signs of slowing down, and at the 2023 World Athletics Championships, he took his glory to a whole new level by winning 3 more gold medals. One of these medals came from the relay race, but the 200 and 100-meter dashes were way more important, because they saw Lyles at his lightning-fast best. In the 100-meter dash, Lyles got a new personal best of 9.83 seconds, and in the 200 meters, he got to the finish line in an unbelievable 19.31 seconds. That put him past Michael Johnson's 19.32-second record, making him the fastest American of all time in the 200-meter category, and the 3rd fastest in the world. However, the lead-up to the championships showed a concerning level of arrogance from the athlete. I'm talking about that super narcissistic Instagram post. If you don't follow Lyles on any of his socials, let me fill you in real quick. Basically, Noah tried to predict his final times for the 1 and 200-meter races, claiming he'd finish them in 9.65 and 19.1 seconds respectively, and needless to say, people were shocked by his ego. I mean, Lyles himself has admitted he's underperformed in previous tournaments. His victories aside, the guy barely won a bronze medal at the Olympics, and he's out here trying to predict world record times for himself. Talk about having a big head. Now, he managed to win more than his fair share of medals at the championships. So the Instagram post ended up seeming like confidence rather than arrogance. What's more, by winning 3 medals, Lyles joined a really exclusive club of athletes. Only one other runner has won more than 2 medals, Usain Bolt. And while he didn't quite match his 4-medal haul, the fact that he's sharing the room with the fastest man in history was only gonna inflate Noah's ego more. I'm not just being a hater here, by the way. Noah proved the wins got to his head in the press conference after the victory, when he tried to claim that the NBA world champion doesn't even deserve the title. In his own words, Lyles feels hurt when he sees NBA champions being called world champions, because he doesn't seem to think that the label applies. Noah seems to think that the World Athletic Championships are truly global, because you have people from all around the world participating, and the NBA doesn't have any foreign flags popping up in its games. Now, some people thought he had a point, but come on, man. Couldn't he have shown just a little bit of respect for his fellow athletes? He'd won gold medals for his country, not just for himself, and the NBA players he dissed are doing exactly the same thing. Trash-talking basketball stars like this is just straight-up disrespectful, especially considering he did it in front of the world's press. Everyone in the room laughed when he challenged the World Championship label for the NBA. And they weren't just laughing at his joke, they were laughing at America. Look, you should always judge an athlete through their skills, but you can't just ignore sportsmanship, and that's about more than just respecting your competitors and rivals. Respecting the country you're from matters too. It seems like Noah feels more of a connection with other track and field stars rather than his own countrymen. And now that his career is really hitting its stride, this kind of behavior is inexcusable. Major NBA stars like Kevin Durant and Draymond Green pushed back after Lyles made these comments, but instead of recognizing that he'd gone too far, he started trolling after Team USA was defeated by Germany. The FIBA World Cup is a truly global affair, with Brazil, Yugoslavia, and the Soviet Union all winning multiple times. When the US lost to Germany and failed to proceed to the finals, Lyles began liking tweets announcing the result. He deleted his own post that featured his notorious phrase, "World champion of what?" But this social media activity clearly proved his true perspective. In his view, he didn't say anything wrong. I feel like his interview with GQ is further proof of his bad sportsmanship. He could have taken the opportunity to build bridges and make up for his harsh words, but once again, Lyles used it as a chance to stroke his own ego. The interview is one of the most atrocious displays of narcissism you'll ever see, with the track and field star referring to the NBA player was criticized as having airballs. If you take him at his word, Noah acts like he's the only one who deserves to be called world champion. Whatever his opinion on the NBA might be, Lyles has shown that he lacks the maturity you'd expect from an athlete of his stature. As his career progresses, stuff like this will come back to haunt him, and his name will be associated with controversy instead of his well-earned victories. One of his biggest inspirations, Usain Bolt, was famous for his humility, opting for a laid-back attitude instead of making his ego everyone else's problem. The question I have is this: will Noah Lyles be able to humble himself in the future? Or is he just going to keep stoking controversy just to boost his own fame? We'll just have to wait and see, but until then, from the way he acts like he's the only one that deserves to be called world champion, to his record-breaking debut at the 2017 USA Indoor Championships, this was why Noah Lyles is the worst sportsman of all time.